Hey everyone, this is a bonus edition lesson for those of you who were in class Thursday. We're going to go over some of the stuff that we did in the classroom, and for those of you who weren't there, we're going to go over the stuff that we did in the classroom. And with this video, you're going to learn and relearn and remember how to change the teaser. That's this down over here in the corner. And by changing the teaser, you're going to learn how to change the HTML. So this photo is linked, this text is linked, this text has the right headline, and this area here has the right summary. With these steps, you'll be able to change anything that you need for the most part for your links. For example, if you're working on a front page with a team and you wanted to make these pictures or two pictures, a linkable photo and a linkable text, you'll be able to do that, and we'll go over that again today. So the first thing you need to do is always work with the latest file you have. And when you're done working with that HTML file, it's always important to upload it onto the server, because keep the latest file on the server. And so let's start with that. The latest file on the server, for this template I'm going to work on, I need to log on. And you should know the domain name by now, the username, the password. And unless you're in the cursed room, you should be able to log on. And here we are on the server, the Web Journalist server, and we're working on the On Jefferson project, right? How did we get there? You log on. Here's your user folder where all your user folders are. Here is the On Jefferson project. And each one of you have a category here, at least you're associated with one. For me, I'm going to be working out of the templates. But assume when I'm working in templates, you're working on your own category, whether it being art, culture, education, history, etc. So my latest file, this file that I'm seeing right here, is right here. Index.html. Any file named index.html will be the default file shown up. If I want to show another file, I have to type that in. For example, fronts.html. That will load up the front document. So if you're working with a team member, you have already decided which page will be the main page. And for those like, say, culture, where you have one index page that you are sharing, you need to coordinate and make sure that you're not stepping on each other's toes. But let's work on this page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my index file and drag it to the desktop. You do this with FileZilla or Fetch. And with that, I'm going to go to Dreamweaver or whatever HTML editor you have. That includes Notepad and TextEdit, if you remember how we did that at the beginning of the semester. And I'm going to go to my desktop and look for my index.html. I'm going to open it up. Now here's the thing with HTML. You can get lost in the code, but a great way to not get lost in the code is to have a browser open. So here is the document on the website. Here is the code that makes up that document. If you remember, we have templates up here under the title. This should say your category. That affects the top over here of the browser. So you go down, we're going to get to the section label. On the section label, it says section category. This is where you would put your category. That controls this graphic here. So you go down, you get to the navigation. You don't need to touch that. That controls this area here. You continue to go down. This is a button for sharing. That's this button over here. Don't need to touch that. Then the headline area. That is right here. This is what you change to change your headline. In this particular page, there is a visual lead. That's this image right here. This is where you would edit that information. The image source means that this HTML tag relates to the image. This text here is the caption underneath, and the strong tag set there controls this element there. As you continue to go down, you see that we're entering the overall main area. And here is the main photo area. That's this spot right over here. You continue to go down, you'll see the related categories area. That's this spot right over here. Related links. This spot right over there. And what we're going to focus on today is the teasers. Each one of you has to point to 3 different teasers. Different teasers that do not relate to your story topic unless otherwise agreed upon by me. There's a couple exceptions there, but you are going to point to 3 different teasers. And in this particular case, the first one we did in class, I'm pointing to Alex's Harold and Belle story. So we're going to do a different teaser in this area right here. That's teaser number 2. And here it's coded up as teaser number 2. If it didn't have that code, I can compare the text. See that headline? Teaser number 2. It is right here. Teaser number 2. And this is what we're going to edit. So where do you get your teasers? By now, each and every one of you has created a 150 by 110 pixel teaser. That means you've gotten an image, recropped it and resized it in Photoshop, and uploaded to the images directory on the server. So every one of you has already created an image teaser for your story. In addition to that, you've created and uploaded the headline, the summary, the link to your story, and the name of the actual file. And where do you put that stuff? You put that on the Ning site. Here I am on the Ning site, and I'm going to go to the thread that talks about your teaser details. If you haven't uploaded your image, your headline, your summary, and your link, please do so. Everyone has to do it. And here we have, this is where I found the information for Alex's teaser. That right there is the name of her photo. Here's the headline. Here is her summary. We're going to use, let's see, whose teaser should we use? We're going to use Megan's teaser. So here is all the information I need for Megan's teaser. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the image. So this is the name of the image. How do I know if it works? Well, I can go check it out on the website. And the URL, as you should already know, it's webjournalist, J309, webjournalist.org/onJefferson. And these images are in the images folder. So you go to images/ and then you put in the file name. If you just go to the directory, you're not going to get anything called up. So you need to go specifically to the file. That works for both JPEG and HTML. And here it is. You see that this is the image we're going to be calling to. And I know it is coded correctly because on the top it says it's 150 by 110 pixels. Okay? So Megan did her teaser correct. Okay, now that we know where the teaser is located and that it actually exists and that that's the right proportions, the right size, we're going to take that name and we're going to update the code that we're working. So we're going to change this image right here into Megan's teaser. So we're going to go to the code and we're going to look for the code that relates to the image itself. And here under teaser 2, remember, here's a bunch of code that you don't have to pay attention to. Here's a link that we're going to get back to, and here is the image code that relates to the image, to the teaser. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to change the file name so it's pointing to the right file name. Now here's some stuff I need to point out.